Hey guys, I am Loans by Natasha, and welcome back to another Lunch and Loans. My MLS number is 332074. Thank you guys for joining me. I was challenged to go live in 2025, and that's why we are here today. My goal is to take all of these things that are in my brain cells so that way I can share it with you to help you do more business in 2025. I know that we are in what is called a tough market, but I do believe that the winners of the market are those who go against the grind, right? To learn the programs that exist that are more attractive to the buyers and to figure out how to make it work. I was told that if you can provide a problem to a solution, you can become a billionaire, right? And we have a problem. Interest rates are higher. That is a quote unquote problem. And the reality is that buyers have to buy. They need a place to live. And at the end of the day, in 30 years, the homes are going to be paid in full. If they're on a 30-year mortgage, if they do a 15-year or 20, it'll be even sooner. But definitely keep that in mind that this is what it is. So just want you to know that. And our solution is going to be that we are offering products, programs, and most important, information to help you get to the finish line. Why an agent and lender partnership matters. Let's just see here. Am I in the right presentation, Emeka? I feel like I'm not in the right presentation. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I need to adjust the display settings. I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. Is that better? Okay. See, I knew to ask you guys when you turn 47, you start with this technology. So why an agent lender partnership matters, improved communication, stronger offers, of course. When you have your loan officer, which I do, physically calling your agents, letting them know why they should choose your bid over other bids, it does make a difference, right? And problem solving. I have had at least 7 deal saves this week where another lender couldn't do it. What happens to our buyers when we put them in situations with lenders that maybe that lender just had a eighth lower rate, right? And it's just not about the interest rate. It's about being able to solve a problem. And they could not get this appraisal done, and they needed somebody to think it through with them. And I was able to do that, and I was able to come up with different strategies. All loans are not going to be able to be fit in one person's product engine. The good thing about my programs and products is that we have so many different solutions for you, and we can move you to different lenders, different investors, depending on what makes sense for your client. And that's very important. Having a smooth closing is important. When you go under contract, I tell clients all the time, you don't start getting pre-approved under contract. As soon as you go under contract, you as the agent should be getting them their home inspection and getting them off to the lender while your trusted partner is getting them to the finish line, right? And then while your trusted partner is getting them to the finish line. Let me just see here 1 second. I don't think I could switch that, Emeka, because I'm already live here. But let me just see. I thought I had the older presentation. Let's see. I'm just gonna check in really quick to see. I did actually pull this off now. Yeah. In the screen now, Emeka? That again. Did I just swap you out? I thought so. I thought that button was the wrong button. Got it. Sorry, guys. I had changed my, did it click out again? Hmm. Got it. Okay. So we are back, guys. I changed my presentation because I wanted to give you a little more real content as it relates to kind of what it is that we actually do. So I'm gonna go ahead and restart this, maybe if it works for me this time in real life. There we go. Ooh, child. Okay. There we go. Guys, thank you for your patience there. I don't know what's going on with this screen to make it. It keeps on ending it. So I'm think we're having a little technical difficulties here. You see that now? Okay. Okay. So just getting right back to where we got started. And guys, thank you for your patience. Appraisal issues. When you're working with a lender, a lot of times I hear individuals talk about appraisal panels and, not getting value in the community. And that is something that happens, but I honestly really don't experience that issue. Over the 20 years that I've worked in the industry, I've learned how to review appraisals. And we have had situations with problem appraisals in the past. And I don't just let that go unknown. I actually do report those appraisers to our department. And once those appraisals are reviewed, if we find out that there's inconsistencies with those appraisers, we are able to have them thrown out. So I have experience at my company where we don't really have appraisal issues where we're not getting value in the communities. So just that is something to know, because sometimes when you go with some of your local everyday that you see when you do your checking and savings, and a lot of times those lenders are having problems getting value because they don't understand. Like on the south side of Chicago, you literally go from South Loop to Inglewood to Woodlawn to Chatham, right, to South Shore, and every neighborhood is different. I live on a street that's close to Hyde Park, but I'm not in Hyde Park. But when I get to, if my house was in Hyde Park, it would probably be worth $2 million more, right? And even though that's only about 6 blocks from me, it still does change the value. So even within the mile, you can still have a different neighborhood, which has different values. So keep that in mind. Definitely a reason to use a lender package. Our unmatched loan program access, right? Like we have access to IDA. All of your brokers, they don't have access to the IDA grant. This is a really good program. We recently just exhausted the Smart Buy funds where we were giving the borrower $40,000 towards their student loans plus $5,000 during the down payment, towards the down payment. Right now, IDA's Smart Buy has been exhausted, but IDA does have a $26,000 grant, a $7,500 grant, and a $10,000 grant that you can use. CHAC is a big one. If you were on my Zoom last week, great. If you were not, you can email us for a flyer. I can create a co-branded flyer for you. CHAC is taking individuals off of Section 8. It is the Choose to Own program. If they are in the program, they can get $20,000, or they will pay their mortgage for them for a time period. If they're not in the program, they can get $10,000 for the down payment program. This is the only down payment program that I have that you can use with the renovation loan, and that goes up to 4 units right now. And I'm not going to say the only FHA down payment assistance program. I do have another one for conventional that will give you 7,000 up to 4 units. And actually you can combine a CHAC and IDA, and you can combine CHAC with other grant programs. So that is something we can talk about. We are in the meetings with the city of Chicago. So when new programs come out, like MMRP, when it came out, the city of Chicago grant, we're generally a partner on that, and we're generally getting introduced to these programs before they hit. And as your partner, it is our job to be abreast of what's coming, what's going, and what you need to know. So that way you can focus on growing your business with your clients. And that way I can focus on introducing you to the new programs as they come and go. Exclusive private programs. We do have a doctor's program, but most importantly, the university has grants. Like there's a lot of organizations that have grants. I had a client that worked for the university and they gave him $50,000 to move to a certain area. I was able to upload that grant program into my system and utilize that, and if needed, combine it with another program. So once again, working with a certain lender that has the resources and the programs. And I'm gonna tell you guys something that's different about me with other lenders. If it's something that I can't do, I just had somebody call me this morning to get a new construction build. And I have a broker option form, but I didn't want to make this client my guinea pig. So I actually refer her to another lender that can get it done. So generally I'm your one stop. If you send me a client and it's something that I can't do and it can be done, either I'm going to set them on track to get it done, or I'm going to refer them to someone that can do it if they have a better program than I do that can get your client to the finish line. Because it's all about our relationships. If I couldn't do that deal, but it got closed for you, you made your commission, you keep going, right? And then we keep building. So I'm going to keep building my database with programs so that way I can send your clients to the right place so you don't have to worry about that and you can continue on working to grow your book of business, right? For those of you who don't know, I offer FHA, VA, conventional, and jumbo loans, right? Loan limits are extremely high right now. So keep that in mind, right? Loan limits are crazy. I remember when I first got started in this industry and FHA loan limit was like 365,000. You know, now we definitely have a 5 on it for the loan limit. So we are going to be emailing everybody that registered our new cheat sheet for realtors. It basically tells you how long for bankruptcy, for foreclosure, what the loan limits are for all the products. So you'll be able to utilize that to help you talk to clients. But once again, don't feel the need to be the expert. Link the lender to the client and we can take it from there, and we can include you in on a video call or a 3-way call so that way you can be aware and we can learn together versus you winging it. I feel like clients want to work with experts. So if I have 20 years of experience and you just started yesterday, now you have 20 years of experience if we're on the phone together. So let's expand our experience by collaborating and working together. And every Monday at 6 p.m. I have Mortgage Moves Monday. It's more for buyers, right? It's a little lower level conversation, a little slower, right? It's talking to the borrower, where my Zoom today is talking to an agent. A buyer can learn something on this call and vice versa, but the directive of and the approach of the teaching is just a little bit different. So definitely keep that in mind as well. What agents should expect from a strong lender partner? You want to have clear, timely communication, right? I know for me, I sometimes get in trouble because I don't kill deals fast enough, right? I'm always trying to find a way to save a deal. So I will tell you that if your client is a strong client, my pre-approval process is about an hour. We have a lot of tough scenarios that can take a little longer. So what I'm doing now is I'm time blocking 2 hours a day for those files. One, they're not answering, they're not getting me the right documents. We're waiting on third-party documentation. So sometimes you have unique situations where it can take longer, but I want to be able to communicate because you may be able to push your client faster for me to help me get those more complicated documents. Just because it can't get done, I don't like to give up on clients. I like to give them credit repair. I like to recommend things, but those deals do take a little more time. The stronger deals, the ones that send me their documents, that know what they want, that have their bank statements, know where they're getting their funds from, right? And they've been consistent at work, right? Not some of my clients will be off for 30 days because they had an injury, or I have clients that just decided they didn't want to work. So when I have what's called variable situations, we have to take a few more steps, but for the most part, we can get them to the finish line pretty quickly. Proactive updates, I personally update you, but our system has automatic updates as the file moves through the process. You get those and me. So I think that that's pretty great, and you're getting real time. So when the CTC comes out, you're getting an email at the same time I'm getting the email. So in the same time your client is getting the email. So everybody is receiving this information at the same time. I am queen of problem solving. So if you're in a situation and you have an issue, we're going to work through it. We're going to ask questions. We're going to try to resolve that issue. And my pre-approvals are reliable. I would say I'm a good 95+% with, if we give a pre-approval, we can get it done. We have situations where clients lose their jobs. they had 60,000 and now something happened and they only have 15,000. So that may affect it. They may have been working 40 hours a week and now they start working less. A lot of clients used to get a lot of overtime and now automatically it just stopped. So some abnormal situations happen. So when we give you that pre-approval, on that there is a list of items that the borrower needs, if anything. And then if there's anything to watch out for, I will note it in my pre-approval. So that way we can stay ready and be proactive. And just so you guys know, pre-approvals are good for about 120 days. So once your client gets that pre-approval, they don't have to keep running their credit. And say, for instance, it takes you a little longer. If it's a stronger client, we won't keep pulling them until they actually go under contract. And when I say pulling them, I mean we won't keep pulling their credit report. Got it. And then Emeka, you're going to let me know if we have any questions, right? And guys, feel free to ask any questions. I know my PowerPoint technical delays got us started a little late. And welcome back, Mr. Rucker. Nice to see you again. Oh, that's Danielle. Hey, Danielle. We know the guidelines, right? It's important that you're working with a lender that knows the guidelines. You know, we don't have a lot of unnecessary overlays where if we could do a 580, but now we can't because, right? So we're pretty much following the Ginnie, Fannie, and Freddie directly. Sometimes there are exceptions that we make if it makes it a little extra risky loan, but from what I've been seeing lately, we don't have too many of those. We do offer manual underwrites for clients that maybe the file just won't get approved, but they're a strong client. So keep that in mind. We can do a manual underwrite, and we want you as the realtor to understand things, right? Like just the basics. And that's kind of what we teach you. And I'm going to go over, you know, just 3 small things today on this Zoom, right? So we have what's called a FHA self-sufficiency test. It's called self-sufficiency. What that means is that if you're purchasing a 3 to 4 unit property and it's FHA, the property has to support itself. So if the property is getting $10,000 a month in rents from all units, even the unit that you're going to reside in or your client is going to reside in, right? And I'm talking market rent. So say, for instance, they rented to their dad for $500, right? But the market rent for that unit is $1,500. I'm going to use the market rent, the higher rent. So we're going to take that rent. When we multiply it by 75%, that's $7,500, right? The mortgage cannot exceed $7,500. And I know this is a bigger number. So we can say for instance, if we did $1,000 in rent was total, then the mortgage could not exceed $750. Even if the client qualifies for the property has to qualify too, if it's FHA and if it's 3 to 4 units, right? And I know that was a lot, but as agents, I really want you to know this test, and I can teach it to you as a one-on-one, but this is very important because if you're looking at a 3 unit for $800,000 and the average rents for the unit is $7,500, and we take 75% of that, and it does not cover the mortgage, you cannot proceed. So before you go look at the property, before you show the client the property, I can help you with running numbers, which is what I do for my clients. I had a client the other day sent me 9 3-flats. None of them met self-sufficiency because they were all new construction. A solution to this is to go conventional, right? We don't have that test on a solution on conventional, but you being aware of what that means helps you understand. If you have a building and it's very high and it's all 1 bedrooms, that property is going to be a little harder to meet self-sufficiency. So understanding that is pretty important. And we as lenders are here to partner with you and teach you the basic tools you need to be dangerous. So that way you cannot waste your time and gas when you're working with your clients, right? In addition to that, bankruptcy wait times, right? I have a grid that we're going to send out. But if you have a Chapter 13, most people think you have to wait to get a mortgage. And you do, but it is 12 months. So after you've made 12 on-time payments on a bankruptcy Chapter 13, you can get another mortgage, right? There are some other stipulations. Chapter 7, 2 years, okay? And this is for FHA. Conventional is a little different, right? Conventional is 4 years for a bankruptcy. You see, FHA is 2, conventional is 4. So this is how we demonstrate the programs to help you guys. So that way we're putting your client in the correct loan and you're not finding out they don't qualify after you've already driven them around and found them a property. Minimum credit score flexibility. Our minimum credit score is a 580. Yes, you can get a loan with a 580 if you have some other good fruits going on in your file. But I do recommend that we push our clients to that 640, 660 range. We want to build their credit up. They are a landlord, or sometimes they're a landlord, but most importantly, they are a owner. If the furnace breaks, the buyer has to pay for it. If they have some problems, the buyer has to pay for it. We want them to have sufficient credit so as they build their savings and their money, right? If something comes up, they can use their credit to help fix a problem and they don't become put in a hardship situation. So even though we do go as low as 580, we want to encourage our clients to do credit repair. If you guys haven't met Terry, I know we also have Sharice also does some credit repair for me. So with that being said, we can help you with free credit repair that you could do on your own that takes longer. And they can do it after they close. But we want to be a source for these buyers so that way they can continue to support you and you can continue to support them through their home ownership journey as they have more questions along the way. So keep that in mind. Let's just see here. How to build stronger partners, right? You want to check in with your loan officer. And I'll just not skip the spring. I'm gonna sit you through everything. So you want to check in with your loan officer. You want to make sure that when you get that pre-approval, do a quick 3-way call with the decision maker, the loan officer, as well as the buyer. Let's make sure that the buyer understands their buying power. They understand how much money they have to have in a bank. They understand what they're moving forward, what that mortgage payment is. And whoever is making their decisions, because we get a lot of buyers and they are truly not the decision makers, it is very good to have them on that call, because I think that once you get that down pat and you understand this is what the taxes have to be, this is what the insurance has to be, this is what the market rents have to be. If I give you a 4-unit for $400,000 and I tell you the rents have to be $1,500, and you go look at the building where all the rents are $900, they're going to qualify for less. So communicating with the lender will help you put the borrower in a good situation. And I will tell you, a lot of clients, you know, they're going to try. And if it doesn't work well, or if it's a hassle, or if it's stressful, they may not try again. So it's our fiduciary responsibility to make sure that we are giving them a good first chance. In that way, it is impactful, it is informative, and it puts them in a situation to win in the future, right? The power of co-marketing. I think I consider myself as a marketing genius, right? Because I love doing all things from floats to Christmas caroling to, you know, dog bows to expos to whatever it takes, thinking outside of the box, speed dating, right? We have a total expert platform that we can set up for you to help you get to the finish line. So that way you can pull flyers from there. You can do a lot of different things from there, and that will help you market your business for free. I always tell agents to make sure that you are taking advantage of the free things first, because then you could build up a few dollars. If you have an event and you get a client and you make $7,000, now you can take $2,000, put it back into your business, spend the $5,000, right? And keep repeating that, because as you do that, you're constantly pouring back into your business, right? We can assist you with free, low-cost events. I have multiple event spaces that will allow you to utilize that don't cost. And we have a lot of realtor partners that want to do business with you. So with that being said, they do want your business and they are willing to help pay for beverages and things like that at the actual event for you. So once again, we can connect you with realtor partners and things like that that can help you to the finish line. You can sign up for our Agent Advantage, and you can email me and we can definitely get you set up there. Problem solving together. We talked about this and I can't say it enough. Deals need to be restructured. They need to be thought through, and they need to be looked at in a way that can help you win, right? Like I said, I had over 7 deals come to me last week that other lenders couldn't do. And I still have this one guy, and I refuse. I don't know if he's tuning in today, but I refuse to tell him, because he's like, can you just tell me what you did, right? And then, because my friend is a lender, he cannot even figure out how you did this. And when I'm telling him is respectfully, no. And when we close, I'll tell your friend, because I'm not going to, I'll teach his friend after losing the deal, but I can't just give him all my secret sauce because he really wants to know, but it's just that I know the guideline and I interpret it a little bit better. And maybe it's because I don't have overlays, and I'll talk to him about that later. But at this point, I can't tell him my secret sauce because he's trying to take my deal back and I want to keep it. So with that being said, I am very creative as relates to interpreting guidelines and really trying to utilize the guidelines to help you, because if you know them very well, then it can help you get more deals done. It can even help you qualify for more, just on a deal structure. I've been doing this for about 20 years and I pride in my ability. I used to tell them at the office, if you hear the file cabinet knocking, understand that it's a dead deal coming back to life, so don't be scared. And I used to go around the office trying to save everyone's deals. So with that being said, I got experience from helping my old boss do that, and I'm excited to be able to share all of those files I touched. I used to process 40 to 80 files a month as a processor, and I did that for years. So I have touched so many files and I have seen so many scenarios that I just have a true gift to being able to help you structure your deal and try to make it work, if it can work, definitely. Any questions, Emeka? I can. I love listings. So I will tell all my listing agents, if you have a hot property, that is when I am my best. Getting them lined up, making them sign in, making sure we get their information, blasting them after the event. A lot of your open houses, they have people that are coming in from Redfin and they don't have an agent yet, right? Because of the buyer's agreement, a lot of buyers are not committing because they don't want to sign a buyer's agreement. So listings get buyers. So we can definitely do that. I will tell you that some of our sellers are aggressive. So they, like, you may have a listing and you know it should be listed at 450, but the seller just wants it at 500,000. You don't want to lose that listing. So you're like, okay, let's just start there and lower it, right? So those listings are a little harder because if you're not getting showing requests for them, the open house, I feel, is not as effective. But we can definitely help you with them. And then if you have hot market properties, I keep a good 70 to 90 pre-approved buyers at a time. And we can share those with our database as well to help you move them. And I work with a lot of agents, and I do have agent events. I haven't had them in a little while, but I do have agent events, and it's to meet, so you guys can meet and share each other's listings. So that way you can support and collaborate, not as a team, but through real estate property, because they may have a buyer for your property, you may have a buyer for their property, and we can work and help each other out that way. And they may be able to give you some advice and things like that. So I'm really big on collaborating, and I'm really big on utilizing listings to get buyers. So I definitely can help you with that. And thanks for asking. Yes, and we already went over my program. So this is pretty much one of my flyers that my team put together for me, just letting you know the programs that we do. I am a one-stop shop lender. My goal is to get the client to the finish line. My goal is to educate clients. If you are an agent and you want to host a virtual event, I can assist you with that. So that way we can get the buyers the information. If they need credit repair, we'll send them to credit repair, right, before they apply with me. If they need down payment assistance, we'll let them know what they need for down payment assistance, right? So we want to inform and educate the buyers so that way you can get more buyers. And we want to make it normal. We want to normalize buyers sharing the information with 5 more buyers. We have to reach one, teach one. If we do not own, and I say this on all my Zooms, if we do not own the properties in the neighborhoods that we were born and raised, we will not even be able to live there anymore, because other people from other countries are buying up all the properties. And we don't want to be in a situation where we can't even rent in the neighborhood that we were born and raised or grew up in, or we're just where we really want to live. And I always tell my clients, buy what you can afford, right? If it's your time, we'll get it done for you. If it's not your time, we'll put you on a roadmap to get it to be your time when it is that time for that buyer. Next week. So guys, I'm doing this every week for Lunch and Learns. I hope I've added value to you guys today. Sorry, like I said, my PowerPoint was a little off, but I really wanted you guys to have this one because I felt like it had some really good information. I do have an awesome broker agent checklist for you. It's going to have the guidelines in there. It's going to have the programs. It's going to have the loan limits. It's going to be a really good cheat sheet for you guys. And I'm actually going to have some laminated ones that I can give you as well, but this one will just be more of a printout for you. So feel free to utilize that as a cheat sheet. set up a Zoom with me and your clients, or bring them on to Mortgage Move Mondays at 6 p.m. Set up an event. Let's get you to the finish line. I look forward to helping you grow your business in 2025. This is the first time I've ever done this. So we're starting out with the Zooms, and then we're going to be doing some in-persons as well. You can scan in to join for next week. And like I said, you can do the Mortgage Mondays. And if there's no more questions, that's all I have on your lunch today. No more questions, Dominique and Diamond?
So thank you. You answered one of my questions without me even asking it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you guys aren't following me, you can follow me at Loans by Natasha on Instagram, Natasha Robinson on Facebook. I am your lender, Natasha Robinson, MLS number 332074. And if you guys have some topics that you want to talk about, feel free to drop them in the DM or email me. And just so you know, we do this every week, and they're all on my Facebook page as well as my YouTube page. So if you want to go back and watch the credit repair, next week's topic is going to be renovation loans. I'm going to go over the FHA, the 203K, and the VA renovation. My Monday call will be talking to buyers. My Tuesday call will be talking to agents, but the topic will be the same. So I look forward to seeing you guys on that one as well. And I'll see you soon. Good luck at growing your business. That is a good question. And I get this question all the time. And because I am a really honest loan officer, the answer to that question is she's talking about NACA. NACA has an awesome program. Takes a little longer, and I don't want to comment on the program. So NACA, I know I saw you at the last event and we said hi to each other. We were on the panel together, but NACA has a really good, unique program if you fit into that box and if the seller is willing to wait. What I've experienced is in this market that the sellers don't want to wait that long. So if you have a NACA pre-approval, sometimes their interest rates will be a little lower than ours. So keep that in mind. But if you have a NACA pre-approval and you've been looking for property for your client for 2 years, it's probably because your lender matters, right? So I think they're doing some amazing stuff. I actually love everything that they are doing. You just have to have a seller that's willing to wait. And all these sellers are just